So it seems we have a new emote. Hello. Give me your best Hotashi moist. Music on or music off? We're gonna turn the music off just for a second. And then we're gonna go to ranked match. And we're gonna quick search. And then the game will crash. Start up again. A lot of combos to learn, but I wish I could just play, just for a little bit. So we're gonna talk about learning. What do we need to know to really begin to learn from playing on netplay? Is it that we need? Or prerequisites? In my opinion, it's these. We need one bread and butter for mid-screen, corner, and defensive abare. So that's 3 combos. At least 3 different mix-ups mid-screen, 3 different mix-ups in the corner, 3 pressure sequences mid-screen, and 3 in the corner as well. I also need an understanding of how neutral flows for my character, and something unique that only I know how to do as a trump card. Now here's the problem. For Sui and Kohaku, multiply this by 2. We need a lot. We're learning 2 characters at one time. What do I want? I want to play both of the maids on point in equal strength and play time. This is the most fun for me, so it is what I will pursue. But I don't need to do this. This can come later. What I need is this. Why do we need this, chat, you think? Those are the core fundamentals for a flow of the game as a whole. Sumimasen says the foundation. Boris says the foundation. Million Billionaire says as a base. That covers pretty much all the basics. Basic options that all characters have. I suppose he says because I want to be good. So, if we're going to be net playing this game, and we don't have this, then really I think the flow of the match is not going to look quite proper, right? If I'm not getting the right optimal reward, and, you know, doing optimal Okazime and mixing my opponent up, then things don't look quite right. Really, imagine you're taking cards, right? Let's take some cards here. And we have these cards, and we want to add them to our deck. We're going to take one card, and this is going to be our bread and butter mid-screen. But this is the only card we have, so we only know how to do one thing. Okay, let's take another card. Now, this is our bread and butter for the corner. Cool? Alright, and then we add another, and then we add another, and then we add another. We only have 5 cards. You understand? We only have 5 things. Whereas we need the whole deck before we're actually playing the game for real. You understand? And without the whole deck, we can still play. Before we have the whole deck, we can play, but really it's going to be like driving with like cooking oil in your tank. You want to build up the prerequisites and get what you need, and that way, when you get into matches and you start learning, you can learn as efficiently as possible. Feel like you don't need to have that at the very start if you want to have a feel for the game. I ain't talking about having a feel. I want to get fucking good. When I'm net playing, I don't want to eat shit. I'm trying to get good and I'm trying to gain understanding, and if I don't bring the whole deck to the table, then it's going to be pretty hard. Something that I found that drives me is that I have traits about my playstyle that nobody else can copy. You see that people try and play my Elf-Elf like I play Elf-Elf, but they can't. People try and play Nago like I play Nago, but they don't have like the game sense. I want to be the same. So I picked a creative character. 2 maids. 2 characters at one time. The reason why I think this is important is, why do we need to do this early? If you don't do this early, then it's possible that through just scrapping with suboptimal combos and setups, you'll learn bad habits that are harder to undo than actually learning the optimal stuff early on. Perfect practice makes perfect. Do you understand what that means? You have less control than you think you do. If you practice something for an hour, it'll become muscle memory. It doesn't matter if it's good, it doesn't matter if it's bad. Most people don't have control like that. Anyways, so before this, there are some things that we're taking as pre-assumptions. That we have knowledge of all our characters, special moves, normals, gatlings, movement, supers, so on. Very loose or general idea of how other characters work. This is not necessary. This is not something you need. Just assume that you have it. When you queue up and you run into Kuma, you should understand how Kuma's armor works and his command grabs, the simple stuff, okay? This is what you really want. I say you need to iterate on this for hours and hours and then play for twice that amount of time before you review. Because you will find problems with what you've developed, right? You might find, okay, my pressure sequence in the corner, they don't work. And that's when you go to the Twitter hashtag and you steal, right? You steal ideas. I think stealing is pretty cool. You can't necessarily come up with everything on your own. Some people do. But if you just need the general idea, it's best to steal and then implement it and then call it a day. Check this out. These are all corner setups with nades. This one is gapless. Even though Hisui shields the plant going up here, boom! Y'all get it? So we can practice this, really solidify it in our kit, and then this crosses out one of the things we have here. So in summary, this is my game plan. Hey, could you be quiet? Y'all are hearing it straight from me. Straight from the Hotashi's mouth. You guys know a good way to retain information? You write it out. Refer back to our notes when necessary. This game is a little bit harder than Strive. Implementing these types of things is going to take more time. Can I show that document one more time? Of course. And this isn't for everybody. This is if you want to get good and you're already an experienced fighting game player. You should already know what these are and what they look like when executed properly and why they're important. Executing these should be mindless.